I've been thinking about how to describe this phenomenon of spiritual materialism. Like, what exactly is that, and why is it important to know? Because there, um, in the path of materialism in general, it means acquisition. It means exploring nature, exploring the world, exploring life. Nothing wrong with that. Perfect part of life. But then we go on to a next phase where we become spiritual materialists, where we're exploring other realms than, say, the ordinary realm, other inner dimensions and stuff like that. But we're still being acquisitive. We're still adding on. We're still trying to get. And there is a possibility of dawning a new phase where the materialism aspect doesn't ever go away, because as long as you have a body, there's going to be some materialism, but the spiritual part, the inner dimension part, the exploration becomes less and less about acquisition and more about dissolution. So I find there's really one concept to understand, in my view, to know where we're at in that arc, I would say, of like whether we're going out and exploring the world and all of it has to offer, even spiritually, in a sense, or we're returning home and we're simultaneously still living a full life, but we're also starting to let go and dismantle and take the I apart and bit by bit fall apart, hopefully bit by bit, not all at once. And that concept that really delineates the line between the two is the idea of control and surrender. So we're either seeking control or we're giving up, we're surrendering. And I mean surrender in a good way, but not necessarily a comfortable way. I mean letting go. So basically, it's like, how do you do when you're challenged? And that's the question. I live with a group of people in a spiritual community where we challenge each other all the time. And the idea is to find out, how are you doing when things are a little bit rough? What we try to do in our community is to learn from small moments, little deaths, little embarrassments, feeling off your game, being challenged, being in situations that you're not in charge of, consistently too, not like at a weekend retreat, but like in your life where we live together, and at any moment of the day you could be asked a question or someone stand in your way and say, hey, where are you coming from right now? It's an interesting dynamic to be in, because any other circumstance, there's still an element of control there. But if you have somebody else there that you can't control, that you can't manipulate, that you can't fool, and they're going to trip you up in a way, hopefully in a friendly way, but not necessarily in a cuddly way, then I find that to be the most important, valuable aspect of maintaining an edge and a spiritual path that's not dominated by imagination and thinking you're getting somewhere, because your emotions will tell you exactly where you're at.